Welcome to the Sussex Collaborative 4am Club. We're here to try and help people sleep better who are running businesses and share some advice to answer some of the problems and challenges that they're facing. Today we're joined by Ali Damond and Geoff Keeling, who are both L&D and HR experts, and they're going to share some of their advice that they're giving to clients. So Ali, do you want to kick off and just explain who you are and what you do?
Okay, yeah. Astra HR is a consultancy that provides HR to small businesses, and with the background that we've got in corporate HR as well as small businesses, we're able to be an extension to the company team, be in the room next door. So I like to think of us as the Nanny McPhee of HR. When you need us, we're there. When you don't need us, we will be in the background keeping you legal and compliant. And during the current times in particular, it's when I think people are realising they need HR the most. So whether it's HR, health and safety, payroll, law, all of those elements, it's all about people.
Excellent. Geoff, do you want to?
Yeah, I run a consultancy that specialises in leadership, sales and team development.
Geoff, from a learning development, how, there's a way of using learning and development, maybe changing the approach to engaging people who are split across different sites. Is that what you're finding?
Absolutely. I think now more than ever, it's about managing performance. So it's making sure whether people working from home, in a bubble, coming into the office on a regular basis, that they all know what they're doing. They all know that their roles are likely to evolve and change as the requirements of work changes. And so whatever they're working on has to be relevant, has to add value. They need to know how the business is performing because they're part of the collective result. So if they don't know where they fit in and they don't know what they're doing that's making a difference, why are they doing it?
Yeah.
So they really, really need to be looked after in terms of regular communication, understanding what they're doing, understanding what difference it makes. Then beyond that, what are you doing about your poor performance? What are you doing about the people that are struggling? How can you ramp up the support you provide for them to make sure that they turn around? And also what you're doing with your talent.
Yeah, and talking to a few of my clients, what they're finding is that people are sometimes getting stressed with each other because they're finding that, maybe somebody's not delivering the quality of work that they used to, or they're not getting back to them on time. And I know you use insights. Is that, are you finding you able to use that to help with that issue?
Yeah, I mean, obviously people treat things like insights and psychometrics differently, and sometimes they might look at it and go, we've got bigger things going on here at the moment, then, let's see how you feel about that. But it's any tool that will help, that will get people re-engaged, refocused, clear about what they're likely to do when they're under stress. Anything that will help provide that information, I think should be applied at this stage, just because it is unpredictable and sometimes a traditional solution won't necessarily work. So the more you can do to test things and see what difference it can make, the more worthwhile it is.
No, that's great.
And actually, and one thing that's worked really well, I think, with some clients of mine is that we've been running almost like little mini workshops on Zoom, actually for the teams, and actually not so much saying, talk to us about your problems and what you're worried about, because not everybody's got a concern about this. Some people just want to get back into a normal way of working. Others are genuinely concerned. So actually running some sort of facilitated sessions around, talk to us about how we make the coming months better as a team, get their buy-in. It's not about then saying, I have a problem, but it's about what's your ideas and how can we do that together, and again, that team collaboration. And that's something that I'm doing a lot with clients, and it's working really well. And actually what it does is it helps identify where there are some concerns about anxiety or mental health issues, and from there we can do more individual one-to-one coaching with those people as well, potentially even refer to occupational health and get involvement there from if people are genuinely medically suffering as well. So there's some really good stuff I think probably we're able to do in the different worlds.
I think it's worth, so what Ali says is completely true from an individual point of view, how you support, how you try and ease their anxieties, but also from a leadership perspective, these are difficult times and being a leader can be very, very lonely. So sometimes being able to go to your team or go to people that you really trust in your team and talk about the reality of what you're facing and see what solutions they've got. See, it doesn't have to be just down to C-suite to provide answers. Some of the leadership challenges and answers can come from any level of the business. So putting stuff out there and saying, look, this is what we're facing as a business. What do you think we can do? how can we drive sales? How can we market better? How can we deal with these problem customers in order to make us a stronger and more united organisation and to get through this difficult period in a healthy way?
And I think that's where, as a collaborative, we've got 6 of us that are all working together, and we kind of come from very different backgrounds in terms of what we do. But I think I'm certainly finding people are coming to me just with those challenges because they want an outside ear. They want somebody that's not involved in the business to actually help them find solutions with an independent view. And I guess that must be what your clients are doing too, I assume.
Yeah, it's quite often just simply being able to download and say, look, this is what's in front of me. And as they talk it through, and it's always interesting hearing what challenges people are facing, but being able to just let them vent, let them express what their concerns are. Quite often, when they play those out, they start to get clarity and they start to see where they want to take things.
Yeah.
It's not always the case, and that's when I'll encourage them to talk to other people, be it within the organisation or in a wider network. But being able to share your issues really helps deal with difficulties.
Yeah. And I think it's also about being a critical friend. Actually, the fact that we talk about it is lonely when you're running a business, no matter how small or how big the business is. And a lot of people talk to their accountant, for example, as an external person, and that's the person that they can trust with the numbers for the business, and they can go to that person. I think everything else that we're all doing in the collaborative is about saying, with those areas of expertise, we can all be that critical friend, because actually it is lonely trying to run the business, and we all run our own businesses, so we know how that feels. And if you've got those trusted advisors, you can then go to them and say, I just need a sounding board. I just need someone that's going to give me an honest answer. I don't want a yes man, because actually you have your staff working for you, but what you actually want is that honest opinion.
Yeah.
So
how, there's so many different factors, there's so many questions I'm sure people have got. How can they get in touch with you for more information to get some of your expertise?
Well, I think from my side of it, there's my website, it's Astra HR, and it's all about just talking about people. And I would just love to meet anybody for a coffee, because that's the best way to chat about what's going on in your business.
Yeah, and from my perspective, I think sometimes it's easy to lose sight of the fact that you still got to sell. So I would make sure you focus on your sales team, make sure you look after them, protect them, and get them driving the revenue back in. As a leader, feel like you're not isolated and you've got support around you.
Yep.
And from a team's perspective, make sure that no matter where people are in the performance curve, they're looked after, they're focused, they're working clearly, and it's geoffkeeling.com.
Brilliant. So we've got lots of information on the Sussex Collaborative website. If anybody wants to take a look on there, you can see more information about what Geoff and Ali do. And we're going to be running a lot of these sessions, so keep an eye out. We're going to be picking up on lots of different topics over the next few months. And I think we'd like to say thank you to the MBAR for hosting us, and to Rocket Pond Media for filming today. So yeah, keep an eye out, and there'll be more coming soon.